How are we, everybody? It is 10 o'clock. It's Holden's Happy Hour. You're very welcome to the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel. Although, quite how happy this Holden's Happy Hour is going to be, we'll have to wait and see. I can see a few people in the chat already. I want to just say a quick hello. Easy LFC Mane, Kyle Martin, LFC_5, Kev Wright, Paul Turner, Liverpool Football Club. Guys, how are you? Thank you for being early into the chat. Look, I have a few things to go through tonight. I want to talk about team selection. I want to talk about in-game management. I want to talk about substitutions, Mohamed Salah, the form of our forward three players, goals from midfield, and a few other bits and pieces as well. Just wait for a few more people to come into the chat and we'll kick this off. Kyle, always, mate, always in with the comment. Hello, Craig and Connor. I hope you're well. Always love seeing that comment, mate. Always. Honestly, thank you for it. It always lets me know we're about to start when I see Kyle's comment, mate. So I do appreciate it. You're always first or second in as well, buddy. Thank you. Hello, Paul Turner. How are you, mate? Thank you for saying hello. Right, we've lots to get through, guys. Good evening, Calvin Liu as well. On to next week, Liverpool versus Burnley. I hate them early kickoffs. I really do hate them early kickoffs. Right, guys, look, we've a lot to get through on tonight's show. We've only got, what, an hour or so to do it, so let's get stuck in as soon as we can. There's no denying that today's result wasn't what we wanted. There's no denying that the performance wasn't great. There's no denying that it puts Manchester City in a bit of an upper hand. They are the facts as we have them, ladies and gents, and it's up to us as grown-ass people to deal with them, I suppose, and accept some of the criticism, explore some of that criticism, because it's only fair. Nobody is infallible. I've said this before on streams. We can break this down. We can have a conversation around it. We can see how everybody's feeling. But let's just park up the I hate Jordan Henderson stuff right now. Like, we'll park that up for a second, because I've no doubt some of that stuff's coming. But we'll try and get through this in a rational way. I'm going to shout out some topics. I want you guys to give me your thoughts on them. Any communication or anything you have, come back at me with it. Sorry, where was this one? Heads up me arse over this team, said Eganito. Buddy, I hear you. I don't know how to feel at the moment, guys. I'm numb. Is the honest answer. I'm numb at this moment in time. It's been a tough old day if you're a Liverpool fan, but you know, we kick on. Right, so let's start with team selection, ladies and gentlemen. Today, Liverpool's team selection. One change from the team that took to the field against Watford on Wednesday. Jordan Henderson coming in for James Milner, and that's because Klopp said Milner was feeling a little something. I think he said his hamstring or something like that. So, sort of an enforced change. Jurgen Klopp not want to take any chances. What were your thoughts on that, ladies and gents? This is the place I suppose we should start. I can't be a hypocrite. All week I said I felt those players deserved to keep their shirt. They went out there. The defence, excellent. Excellent. Goalkeeper did his bit as well. Midfield, in my opinion, industrious, was lacking a lot of creativity. And I know that's the easy thing to say, but it is true. And the forwards, look, we created chances. Origi, to be fair, I don't think Origi was in the game too much. He went back to being the Origi we've seen before. The mixed Divock Origi. We'll talk about Mohamed Salah's chances. We'll go through all of that. But just from the start, I want to know what your team selection, any changes you would have made. And look, hindsight's a wonderful thing. We can often look back at games and, you know, see exactly what should or should not have been done. But try and be honest about your thoughts. Kev Wright said, mixed feelings of late, up and down. Buddy, here's your brother. I'm with you. Louis Roberts, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us. It's been a shit day, said LFC_5. It really has. Craig Weston, how are you, my friend? Thank you for joining us again. What else we got? I don't know why he didn't try Caden Shaqiri instead of bringing Lallana on. We'll get to the substitutions, Paul. Don't worry, we will get to that. I'm just talking at the moment about the starting 11, if that's okay, pal. But I will come back to you on the substitutions, I promise you. Henderson played well. I don't get why he gets hate. Exactly, Scotty. You're right. He played well today. He broke up play. Did what he could. He's an easy scapegoat, I suppose, mate, is the honest answer. John, how are you, mate? Our friend John Frusciante is in. John, always a pleasure to see you. If Everton were playing in the bottom of my garden, I'd draw the curtains, Bill Shankly said. Says Brian O'Reilly. And they'd be still celebrating the draw, mate. Salah wanted all his shots to be perfect. Again, we'll get on to Mohamed Salah. Don't worry, it is in the agenda to go through. Twitter is full of absolute melons. People saying Klopp out and Conte in. Oh, Jesus, they don't want... I mean, no, they don't want Conte in. Honestly, they don't. Anyone who says, look, this is a difficult thing to say because there are periods of this stream where I'm going to be critical of things Jurgen Klopp has done. But at the same time, I want to reiterate right from the very start that there is nobody I would rather in charge of this football club than Jurgen Klopp. Nobody. He's the right person for me to be at the helm. I'm happy with the way things are going under Jurgen Klopp's management. All of that stuff. We'll get through it. Do you think we'll win the league? Yes, I do. Because I think there's more points to be dropped. I said it earlier on in the week, and I'm going to say it again. The only thing that's changed, and it is a big thing, to be fair, it's not in our own hands anymore. We have to rely on Manchester City to drop points somewhere. Um, why are you thanking me? It's Alex. I'm so confused, mate. I get weary when people say thank you to me. I always wonder what the fuck have I done. Milner was poor today when he came on, said Scotty. He was. He wasn't great. I mean, fair is fair. But again, just on the team selection, if we can for the minute, guys. Saif said, I think Liverpool will win the league. By the way, I'm a United fan. Can't see Man City winning against us. Well, it is going to be a very, very difficult game, mate. A very difficult place for them to go and play. Don't worry, Jose, mate. You didn't get notification, but I'm glad you're in quickly. We're only a couple of minutes in, buddy, so don't worry. But great that you're on with us. Thank you for keeping an eye out. We need to move up the centre-back pair to the halfway line, said Troy Francis. Again, we'll get to all the substitutions, guys. Let's just talk about team selection. Has anybody got that on team selection? We need a centre attacking midfielder. Again, we'll get to all that. City have to go to an inform United. Look, we'll get to that as well. Gonads, how are you, pal? To all the people wanting Klopp out, said John, just look at Spurs. Poch is elevating the club to the point that you could challenge. Klopp is doing wonders. David Bean said, definitely lacking creativity in midfield. We created enough chances to win. Everton were better in the second half, but we're no trouble. Subs made little difference. Again, we'll get to that. Right, nobody really has anything to say on the team selection. So we'll push on past the team selection. Klopp is so Brexit, let's be honest. It's a fucking ridiculous comment. But look, we'll push on. In-game management. Right, now this is where we start to talk about substitutions and stuff like that. So let me go back through some more comments here. Harold said it last week. Salah's a big game bottler. 16 big games, 3 goals, assists. I'm trying to be fair here. You say he's a big game bottler. I say to you, he was scoring goals in Champions League semi-finals, mate, last season. He scored a penalty to send his country to the World Cup under the height of pressure. More pressure than will ever be on him in a Premier League game, and more pressure than you or I could ever understand, Harold. And he stood up and was counted. I really, really find it sad that you would call one of our own players, unless of course you're not a Liverpool fan, in which case I get why you'd be at it, but Salah is not a big game bottler. He is not a big game bottler. I'm sorry. He's having a bad period, yes. He's missed chances, yes. But the man, as I said, scored Champions League semi-finals, brought his country to a World Cup. The man does not bottle it in the big games. Klopp most likely didn't do it. Oh, fuck off about the wind. We'll get to that. The wind. No, fuck it. We'll touch on the wind. People have asked about the wind. Look, this is one of the things I want to be a little bit critical of Jurgen Klopp on. The comment about the wind was bullshit. I'm sorry, it was. I couldn't comment on it in the post-match stream because I didn't hear it yet. I hadn't heard the press conference. I'd already gone on what people had said to me. Obviously, since then, I've had a chance to listen to what Jurgen Klopp has said. And I can understand. I can understand people pointing and laughing at it because it's a fucking ridiculous thing to say. Both teams had to play in the wind. Both teams had to play in the circumstances today. We've heard the wind. We've heard the grass. We've had too many fucking silly little excuses like that. The wind wasn't to blame for us not winning today. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. No, it is a shitty thing to say. Whatever we think, and I love the manager dearly, but that was a silly thing to say. It was. It's just, like when you're already open for ridicule, to come out with something like that, I just find it a little bit naive almost from a manager who is very experienced and probably should know better than to say something silly like that. Tottenham have 3 teams breathing down their necks, so they'll give City a go, said Pragmaverts. Good evening, Gonads, mate. Great to have you in as well. The lineup was decent, said LFU_5. We just didn't take our chances. Right, in-game management, as I said. Anybody got anything to say on in-game management, substitutions, timing of substitutions? And we don't have to limit this to just today's game, guys. Feel free to give me past examples. He probably said that to take the focus off the players, but it just belittles the club a little bit more, Louis, to be fair. I don't know, mate. I'm struggling I'm trying to defend the comment, but I'm struggling at this point. The wind and then the reaction to the ball boy. Klopp lets himself down for me, said David B. And yeah, that wasn't great either, mate. To be fair, you're right. The pressure's reaching Klopp this time when the rest of the managerial staff to help him out. He does need people to rally around and help him out a bit, Troy. That's a fair comment. He does. Did he also blame the bubbles at West Ham? I don't know if he... maybe he did. I remember some stupid thing coming out about the bubbles. On the grass thing, people said that he said the grass was too long. Did he say that? Or did Neil Atkinson on the Anfield Wrap say that? Again, nothing but love for the Anfield Wrap from me. 100% love. Fantastic. I just genuinely thought it was one of those. I thought it was Neil Atkinson maybe that said that, and if I'm wrong, I sincerely apologise. But I thought it might have been the Anfield Wrap that spoke about the grass, or maybe they were speaking about it after the manager had spoken about it. Maybe that's where I'm thinking of this from. Oh, you said thanks for the giveaway. Did you win the giveaway? It's Alex. I'm fucking confused, mate. You've lost me. There is another giveaway, by the way, guys, for those tuning in that don't know. We gave away the John Barnes pictures, but don't forget, on the 12th, which is Tuesday week, we're giving away a Score Draw Retro LFC shirt. So to be with a chance to win that shirt, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, pop over to Twitter and follow at Score Draw Retro. The reaction to the ball boy was fair. He was disrespecting an adult. I know, Brian, but if you win, mate, that looks like a completely different thing, doesn't it? If you draw, it just looks a bit salty, really, doesn't it? Craig, serious question. Do you think these draws are too reminiscent of 0809? Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes you do have to take them in context, and then sometimes you try and look at the bigger picture. The United one, that was a chance missed, I have to say. Today was missed opportunities. So I can put it down to errors. I can put it down to, just a forward not picking out the far corner. But United, the chance was there, and we just didn't seize it at all. I feel like maybe we're being a little bit too cautious at the moment. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if Jurgen Klopp is taking a calculated risk here. I don't know if he's thinking, right, let's get through this period of games, and then we can start to let the handbrake off a little bit. I don't know. We're chasing now, and that's a fact. And all we can do is just keep going. But there will be points dropped. There absolutely will be points dropped from both sides in the rest of this. And you know what? If Manchester City win their last 9 games, then fucking hats off to them. They deserve to win the league if they do that and win their last 9 games. And I won't be one bit salty about it because I'm trying to be fair about this. It's shitty to take now, guys. It hurts like hell not being top of the league. Yeah, it is where we are. We're going to have to take a couple on the chin and just push on. The bench that Liverpool have isn't that strong compared to City's, but nobody's bench is as strong as City's bench, to be fair. Angroid, it's a remarkable bench and a remarkable squad that they put together. Actually, on Manchester City, there was a few more things came out. I'm not sure if you guys seen today from Der Spiegel. And I'm not just saying that to say Der Spiegel, I promise you. A few more things came out about third-party ownership of a player. And also something about the Sheikh circumventing the rules and just putting money in falsely through sponsorship. Again, these are accusations coming from Der Spiegel. I don't know the complete ins and outs of them because I haven't had enough time to read through. But if you just have a Google of them, they're even on Sky, I think. It's a lotto with subs, said Kev. Right, look at Salah score the goal at the 27th minute. We wouldn't be talking about subs. That's a fair point. It is a fair point, Kev. But the game did, I suppose, go through to 60, 70 minutes, and maybe, we do have to talk about it from that sense because although the chance wasn't taken, the rest of the game did still pan out. Keita and Big Shaqiri should have been thrown in instead of Genie and Henderson, not Lallana. Bobby coming on was okay. Yeah, I thought Bobby looked bright actually when it came on. I thought when Bobby Firmino came on, we looked a little bit more like we had a bit more attacking intent. I hate that shit. Like, I don't want random excuses thrown around, said Brian Morrissey. Yeah, either the way. I mean, you just take it on the chin. You didn't get the result. Shake hands and move on. What happened with Klopp and the ball boy? Nothing major. I don't know if the ball boy was being a bit cheeky towards him, or I didn't see how it happened, but there was, is a standoff the right phrase to say? Klopp applauded the ball boy sarcastically. That's all I've seen of it, but there's probably somebody in the chat who can give you a little bit more information on it. Milner is the Vidal of Barcelona. We only need him when we're seeing out a game. So Troy Francis. I hope Oxlade-Chamberlain plays tomorrow with the other 23s. It is looking like he's going to start getting some minutes, Joshua, which is brilliant news. If Pep wins all 4, he would leave the likes of Zidane did with the Champions League. Look, it is open to him. I mean, they're in all 4 competitions. It is what it is. We stupidly threw our margin for error away. Yes, Ben, that's a fair point. We did, yeah, no, that's spot on. We did throw a margin for error away, and now there is no more margin for error, as you've said. But in saying that, technically, that's probably our hardest away game of the season. Finished with now. Of course, we do still have away games. We've got Chelsea at home, Everton at home, Wolves at home on the final day of the season. I think we travel up to Newcastle, don't we? Burnley. We've got Burnley coming to Anfield next week. Yeah, so look, there are some winnable games there as well. And Manchester City have Spurs and Manchester United, I think, in the course of a few days or in the space of a week. Jack's page, look, Aguero was bang average until December, so imagine what it would have been like for the 5 City fans. Salah's only missed a chance that resulted in good saves from Pickford. Origi didn't play too bad today. I didn't think he did much in the game though. Maybe too bad is probably a fair thing to say. He just didn't impact the game too much for me, buddy. Who's the real leader in our strike force? Do you know what, mate? That's actually a really good question. I've never really thought that through. I probably always assumed it was Bobby Firmino. But you know what? Troy's asked a good question. We can look at the back and we know Virgil van Dijk is the leader. We know that. We can look at the midfield there and we can see perhaps that Fabinho has established himself as the leader in that midfield. But who's the midfielder up front, or midfielder? Who's the leader up front, guys? Who do you think leads that strike force? It's a good question, Troy. Spiegel are brave, love the shake, and will end up buying them soon just to keep all of this quiet, said Jose. We need some new wingers to put pressure on Salah and Mane. Look, yeah, Tom, no, that's probably, we do need attacking players. Yeah, I'd agree with that, mate. But we do have Ray and Brewster to come in as well. People want, obviously, Harry Wilson to get an opportunity. There is definitely a space there, though, for another attacking player or two. Brian said, Klopp was about to leave the pitch and the ball boy was sarcastically clapping in his face. Klopp had a word with him. There you go. Craig, can we start a petition to pronounce it Kimmich? Nah, it's Kimmich, mate. Just to annoy October. It's forever going to be called Joshua Kimmich, just to annoy her. Mane is the leader, said Studio. Mane for Craig Weston as well. Fernandinho's out for City, which will be a huge blow, said Faiz. But they did win. Do you know, to be fair, they grounded again. Well, I say grounded out. They had most of the ball, but they won 1-0 yesterday. And, you know, that's all that they can do. Like John M there, I'm bitterly disappointed as well, pal. It's very, very, very tough to take this feeling. But it would have been easy for me today to have just not done this stream, to have done the post-match stream and told you guys I'll chat to you tomorrow. But that's not the type of person that I am. I want to come on and, you know, face up to the situation. And I thought there was a few too many trolls in the post-match show, so I thought if I come on tonight, maybe things will have calmed down and I'll get a chance to chat to the regulars and see how everyone's feeling. And you know, thankfully so far this has been the case. I'm seeing names I recognise. I'm seeing people's who's, you know, reasoned opinions, not just over the top nonsense. Louis reckons Mane perhaps as well for the leader. The Champions League is getting me nervous after this. I hope we can at least beat Bayern to maybe save our season if the league campaign doesn't go to plan. Do you know what though? On that, mate, and yeah, I'm with you. Definitely want to go to Bayern and get something. I don't know. How would everybody feel if that panned out that way, actually? As LFC_5 said that, how would everybody feel if the league didn't come off, but you won the Champions League? It's yeah, that's something I've never really given much thought to, mate. Salah wanted the shots on the plate, wanted it to be perfect. I think the one where he got through on goal, I think his second touch was awful. He left himself too much time too much to do when he was opening up his body, and he narrowed down his own angle. I think he should have taken the shot a little bit further out, kept the ball a little bit closer to him when he was trying to run away. But look, it's easy for me to be critical in hindsight. And I also feel he should have lifted the ball as well, rather than trying to just play. Because when Pickford came out, he was going to ground. Usually you see a forward doing what Salah did, but maybe getting another foot or two on the height of the ball. October said Mane bosses the front, in my opinion. Gokul said fullbacks were disappointing for me. Oxlade-Chamberlain coming back would be massive, but it would be too little too late, only time will tell. Or will it be too little too late, only time will tell? Sorry guys, I'm going to try and get through as many of your comments as I can. Apologies if I'm falling a little bit behind, which I seem to be. Whoops. Okay, here we go. Klopp's playing too defensively, says Hydration. There is a case for that, mate. There is a case for that. I do think that there's definitely a conversation to be had around that one. It's got to be Firmino, Salah. Man, I do look a little bit confused without him, said Balsamic Vinegar, which is a great name. Sam said, Klopp is doing a Mourinho by removing attention away from the players and focusing on him, mentioning the wind. Klopp also said, for a point away from home in big games like Mourinho, we're more mature. Jose had his fucking say as well on being sport. I'm sure you guys have seen he couldn't react quickly enough to stick the boot in, and basically was saying that we were lucky for so long because we were getting deflections, and the last 2 games he lost against Liverpool, 2 of the goals came via deflection. He didn't sound at all bitter about that, Jose Mourinho, the man who was fired from Manchester United for, you know, making a show of himself, but he wasn't bitter at all. That's important to point out. Salah's the leader, said Prez. Skipper Dog said, we need to get somebody to take the corners. I know we've the 2 most goals, but it seems like the ball never gets past the first man. That drove me demented today, buddy. First 2 corners, first one didn't get past the first man, second one didn't get past the second man. And when you've seen what Trent is capable of during the week with the balls he was putting into the box, which were just sublime, yeah, it wasn't great today. We need a striker in the summer, but for now we're the chasers, and to be fair, we're always best when we're underdogs, so hopefully we'll pull through and win the league. Said you'll never walk alone football. Ben Halsall asked, do you think the league is over? Not at all, my friend, not at all. Manchester, it's definitely advantage to Manchester City, Ben, there's no doubt in that, but there's 9 games to go. I think we will probably drop another point or 2, and I think Manchester City, mate, will drop some points. It's squeaky bum time, but you know what, you're in a title race, so we have to expect these twists and turns. LMA, how are you? Nothing, you haven't missed too much, my friends. Just a bit of chit chat, really. Oh, it's Alex that won the Instagram competition. Sorry, I didn't know that was his Instagram name. Well, congratulations, mate, and I've got your address and all. Kev sent it over to me, buddy, so I will get that out to you Wednesday morning, which is when we do our post office run here and get the stuff sent out. So yes, I will have that sent out to you. It's Alex on Wednesday morning, mate, and congratulations. And thank you for the support in the channel, mate, both on here and on Instagram. We spent 67 million on Alisson. That's 67 million for his stunning beard and a few quid on top of the bonus of a quality keeper, said Will. Rod said, the feeling on Twitter seems to be that something has been taken away that we haven't had yet. Yes, Rod, exactly. And you speak a lot of the time to me, Rod, when we talk offline and stuff, mate, about perspective and about big picture, and I've tried to look that way since I've gotten to know you a little bit, buddy, and since I've had your insight and your knowledge. I've started to look at things a little bit differently, and it's made my life a little bit less hate-filled, maybe, or angry is probably the right word to use. Ben O'Donovan said, in my opinion, Firmino has been dog shit this season. Linko play not good enough. I'd probably play Origi to change things up. It's been a strange old season for Bobby Firmino, for sure. He has had to get used to playing in a different position occasionally. But I did think today, Ben, when he came on, we looked a lot sharper. And I thought his link-up play was a lot better. He hasn't been the same Bobby Firmino. I do think that's a fair comment, though. Oxlade-Chamberlain and Joe Gomez will be fit soon. Why must you forsake me? Kimmich, October. Kimmich. I can't remember the last time we had a shot outside the box. I was trying to think through the game today. Did we have one? I don't know. I think maybe one was blocked down. But yeah, I don't remember working the keeper. That's a fair show. No leaders really, just a trio of players up front, said Brian Morrissey. None of them are natural leaders, but that's not a slight on any of them. Actually, while Brian is in the chat, for the Bayern Munich game, so the massive game somebody mentioned a while ago, Liverpool, Bayern Munich away over in the Allianz Arena, Brian is going to join me, it looks like, for a watch along live up here in my house. So I'm looking forward to getting to meet Brian in person, looking forward to having him here on the microphone with me to go through the game and hopefully react to another good night for Liverpool in Europe. But as I said, looking forward to having Brian with me, so that will be not this Wednesday, obviously the following Wednesday. Do you think the league is over? No, I think I just answered that one. Next season, put in a bid for Willian. Klopp might be or might sing his praises. What age is Willian though? Is he not 31 or something like that now? But I'm always wrong on people's ages, though, Studio 7, so at best getting an opinion from somebody who's actually up on this stuff. He'd be a good addition, skillful, always going forward in scores. I do like Willian. I've always liked Willian. He's a tremendous work rate as well. Barry said the sub of Lallana instead of Shaqiri was a little bit confusing. Yes, Barry, it was. I don't think you're alone there, my friend. I remember when it happened at the time, thinking to myself, what's going on here? Where's Shaqiri? Where's Keita? Look, Klopp has obviously got faith in Lallana. I wonder as well about Shaqiri's. I don't know. Maybe there's something going on. I don't know. A few people have suggested to me that they think there might be something there. I don't know if there is or not between him and Shaqiri, but he's not getting much of a look in lately. Maybe he just thought Lallana might provide that link-up play, perhaps, or that little moment of inspiration, the little turn in a tight area. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm kind of clutching here. They have Fernandinho and De Bruyne out at Jose. Need a spark in central midfield, not left wing. Smutbeer said, smash a like on the video, folks, if you could, please. If you are watching and you're enjoying the stream, and please do drop a like on the stream. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that button as well. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, guys. Can't believe we're this far along in our first year. And again, as always, thank you to everyone that has subscribed. Salah is predictable when he moves onto his left foot. He needs to use his right foot in the right positions. Craig, you not well. I have a bit of a head cold. I'm a little bit run down, mate. As you can see, I have a bit of a red schnozzle on me here as well. I am a little bit run down. It's been a busy week. Believe it or not, I know I stream maybe 3 hours a day at the most. But I put in, I say we do about, I say about 25 or 30 hours a week on Anfield Agenda stuff. The way I see it, the pressure's on City now, so we just have to play our game, said Luke Cox, excuse me, mate, that's terrible of me, Luke Cox. He's 30, he's 29, I'm getting different ages here. He's 29 knocking on 30, said Jack Spage. We'll call him 30 for argument's sake, because he'd be 30 when we could get to buy him. Everton fans are thinking we're winning nothing. Bit rich coming from them. Yes, you're right. It is a bit rich coming from them. Yeah, look, that's their fucking Champions League final today, wasn't it? Really, getting another draw against us. It's been 11 games now, maybe, since they had a win. I think we need to buy somebody who's a number 10 in the summer, said Scotty, which I agree with, Scotty, and I don't think, mate, you're going to get many people to disagree with you on that one. Sexy Saturn 888, love that name. Jurgen needs to be braver with the subs. Got to help at the front three a bit more, although Mo should have won it for us today. Yeah, I think that's a fair comment on the subs. Sometimes, here's one for you guys. Do we leave the substitutions at times too late? I hate to bring up Mourinho, but the reason I'm bringing him up is sometimes he's not afraid to just grab the game by the scruff of the neck at half time and make 2 substitutions if he sees that it's not working. Whereas I've heard Jurgen Klopp in interviews say that he likes the players to figure out the problems on the field themselves after instruction, because that way they'll learn from it and they'll know for future games. That sounds great in theory, and at times that might work, but we're in a fucking title challenge. We need to just try and take these 3 points when they're on offer. He said today we weren't playing PlayStation. What else did people think we were too safe? I think maybe was the word that he used. I'm paraphrasing here a little bit, so please bear with me. But I think, look, there's no denying we could have got a bit more balls out today. I think that's like, it's not like Everton sat back in the second half and locked up shop. United did against us, let's be fair, but they defended very well. That game today in the second half was quite an open game at times, and it was quite stretched, and it was quite end to end. So I'm not buying into anything about Everton shutting up shop or there not being opportunities, because we should have been able to exploit the spaces a little bit better. Great game today, but unlucky in the final third from a United fan. Thank you, Matt. Actually, Matt, I had a question for you, buddy, from a United perspective. Oh, fuck, what was it? Sorry, mate. I'm trying to think here on the hop. Fourth place, buddy. How are you feeling about fourth place? Now, obviously, Chelsea with a game in hand. Arsenal there as well. You hold the place at the moment. Are you confident? I think we should sell Lallana. I feel Klopp's his place because he's a nice fella, Ben. I'm with you. Not on the nice fella thing, but I'm with you on this set. Well, he is clearly a nice fella, but I think he should be sold in the summer as well. I think now is the right time. I actually said last summer I probably would have tried to move him on. James Doherty said, we might have blown it with all these draws. Pity as we've worked so hard. Just need the goal scoring midfielders or Klopp being brave, more attacking for midfield. Look, on the goal scoring midfielders thing, that brings me into the next thing I wanted to talk about. Salah's form, and do we need more goals from different areas? I heard Graham Souness talking on Sky, and I could have got this one a little bit wrong, but if the numbers are the wrong way around, excuse me. But he said something like we've had 6 goals from our 5 midfielders, or from our 5 central midfielders, something along those lines. And maybe I have that the other way around. Maybe it's 5 goals from 6. I don't know, but it's something pathetic like that. And we're not getting enough goals from midfield. You think back to the days of Steven Gerrard. You think back to Frank Lampard at Chelsea, Pogba at United now, and these type of situations. We do need to be getting more goals from midfield. If the forwards aren't on form, and the fullbacks and the centre backs are doing their job and keeping clean sheets, which they have 17 this season, which is remarkable, then we should be scoring. It's as simple as that. We should be trying to get goals from other areas of the field. I've seen a few people comment today that we had 3 holding midfielders playing at the end of the game in James Milner, Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. And there's something to be said in that. We don't need another work rate player. We need natural talent, said Troy. It's all because Sane is 11mm longer than Mane's. Yeah, that's true, Rod. I still don't think with a finished article yet to Stephen Richards. Yeah, that's a fair comment as well. I mean, we are. Is any team ever the finished article? I mean, it's like your house. You do up your house, and by the time you finish doing it up, you're almost getting around to starting again at the other end. I don't want a snob like Willian to come near Liverpool, said Michael Dunn. Why is he a snob? I don't know why he's a snob there now. I really. Maybe I've missed out on something. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. MUFC Gamer said, we'll go out of the Champions League to PSG, then beat Arsenal. Hope Lingard got his dance shoes on the Emirates, his dance floor. I'm going to be covering your Champions League game on this channel, mate, just for the shits and giggles of it all, just to see, just to do some games. I'll do a game on Wednesday as well in the Champions League, just to, keep chatting some football, because I like talking about football. Salah has lost pace from bulk, said King Football. Mazaz says, we'll not win the league, we're not a complete team, in the summer a lot has to change, it's sad. I wouldn't say a lot has to change, mate. An attacker, maybe a 10, backup centre back. Not a lot. I think the spine of the team is certainly there. Craig, I wish Klopp had slapped that Everton ball boy and said, where's the Champions League titles? I think he may have got in a little bit of trouble with the FA for that one, or the Premier League. Our midfielders don't score enough, good players but not attacking enough, said Tom Chambers. We need goals from midfield, said Liverpool Football Club. Front 3 are rigid and fatigued, said Daley Smith. If he changed the formation a bit, played with 2 up top and rotate, possibly we'd be able to get more out of them. All, I think, valid questions and valid points. Kieran Aaron said it a few times, I think Shaqiri will go in the summer. He's a great player and deserves game time. Klopp clearly doesn't respect or trust him. But at the same time, he did buy him, mate. Which is baffling for all of us to think this true. I always thought he was a backup to Fekir when he was bought. That both of them were supposed to come in and he was the just in case player. Liam Granby said we need to get our shooting boots on from all over the pitch. We need a lot more goals. I wish Gerrard was here. I mean, every team would love a bit of Stevie G. Ben said, we lack a killer mentality. The football world is cold. We need to start putting a dagger in the opposition. And we need a controller, said Natural Opinion, in these type of games. What exactly is a controller? I'm not sure what you mean by that one, pal. Do you mean like a Stevie G isn't to grab it by the scruff of the neck? Excuse me, or do you mean like a regista type of Xabi Alonso that can dictate things from midfield and spray passes around? Natural Opinion said, 2 types of idiots tonight. Weirdos that are saying shit like we've bottled it and Klopp out, and then the other weirdos who are moaning at people for any criticism, calling them fake fans. I probably fall somewhere in the middle of that, I'd say. I think some people are over the top on both sides, but then again, like I've said tonight, I think some people have valid points. And nobody's infallible. It's just, I suppose, taking things in perspective. Lewis Atkinson said, we need to play a ball carrier. Matip ran forward more than any of our midfielders. Do you know what, mate? That is a very good point. Matip he really was striding forward. And yeah, we didn't see much of that from the midfielders, Lewis. It's a very fair point. Going from a 7-point lead to a 1-point deficit in the space of a couple of games is poor, said Kevin Gerrard. We should have bought in January, said Tom Jones. Hate to say it, but really think Liverpool are going to bottle it. Can we stop using the word bottle it, especially if you're a Liverpool fan? I mean, it's a very belittling phrase. And it makes it sound like it was an easy thing to do. It was right there in your grasp and you threw it away. It's not an easy thing to do. We're up against one of the best, if not the best, assembled squad in Premier League history that broke 100 points last season. We're right there with them. Now, albeit 1 point behind. Imagine if Liverpool had a Pogba, it would solve everything, says Ale Martinson, excuse me for mispronouncing. Good night, Rod. I'll catch up with you soon, mate. Do you think Mane is too inconsistent? At times, yes. At times, I'm not going to lie, he does frustrate the shit out of me. Particularly when it comes to 5, 6, 7 yard passes. And the final ball as well, where he just has to thread it through the middle of 2 defenders that are 10 yards apart. And he plays it straight at one of them. Stuff like that does drive me demented. Agree on the goals from midfield, said Antoango. Coutinho drew people out creating space because he could score from outside the box. There was times though, and you're right in what you're saying, mate. There was times though under Coutinho that he was taking too many pot shots, and we were cursing him a little bit. Let's be fair if we think back. You might want to think about starting a second channel for neutral games and keep Anfield Agenda for Liverpool matters. I would, mate, if we weren't so close to 10,000 subscribers. I'm not going to lie. It's the 10,000 subscriber mark that I'm just trying to get to so badly before we're 1 year old. So yeah, I'm doing my best, mate, to get there. And the Champions League games does give us an option as well to maybe pick up a few new subscribers. So next season, definitely something we could look at. It's tough keeping one channel going at the minute though, but there definitely is scope for a second one. We just probably need more people involved with us as well, because I can't cover everything, and having more people involved would be great. Kada should be starting, said David Allen. Good idea to do Champions League games, thank you very much. It's always great, like I'm going to be watching the games anyway, you know yourself, so I might as well be on here having a laugh about them at the same time. Craig Weston said, we're unbalanced going forward because all the pressures on the front threes, the midfielders don't contribute enough goals. Michael Dunn said, Craig Williams said that Liverpool Football Club are not good enough for him. That's why I called him a snob. Oh, yeah, I think... Didn't he do a number on Spurs, though, mate? Wasn't he supposed to get the Spurs and then did a beeline and ended up signing for Chelsea, which is hilarious. Liverpool won't bottle the title, trust me, said Liverpool Football Club. Okay, some more comments. Shaqiri's not a starter if you're going for the title. You can't trust his off the ball work and tactical decisions on the pitch, said Raymond. I agree, Raymond. I never thought that he was of a good enough calibre to start every single week. He was good as an impact player at the start of the season. He looked quite bright in pre-season and he looked like he really wanted it. He looked like he wanted to be here. He looked like he was putting in the work. And I'm not saying that he isn't doing that on the training pitch, but for whatever reason, and we've heard about his injury to his abdomen, but I don't know why it's just not working from at the minute. 7 points clear to -1 point is sort of bottling it. Do you remember how many points Manchester City dropped, Mr. Thomas, over the course of Christmas? Wasn't it 10 points or 12 points in 10 games, something like that, if memory serves, that they dropped? Why wasn't that bottling it? Why is it only bottling it when it comes to Liverpool? And this is a genuine question. If Manchester City dropped 10 points over Christmas, why does it only become bottling when Liverpool drop points? It's an honest question. Because I keep saying both teams will drop points, and they will. I proved that today. I said it before the game. Liverpool, they're both going to drop points, and we dropped some more today. But where does the bottling keep coming into it? It's just like a snide way to try and be underhanded towards Liverpool. And it's just more hypocrisy from some football fans. It can't be bottling it for one team and then just dropping points for another team. If you're going to use the same phraseology, then use it for both sides. I don't think that'll do anything. I can't be asked. They're so gobby, it's unreal. Oh, you're replying to somebody else, sorry. Here's one thing Liverpool United have that Chelsea lack: a number 12, which is true. We have fans that get behind the fucking team. City and Chelsea, they don't really have that, to be fair. Well, look, I'm not a big fan of Chelsea fans personally. Manchester City, they don't really have a big fan base. That's a fair comment, I think. We're lulling City into a false sense of security, said James Doherty. Imagine giving people shit because they're not fully positive about our recent form or they're critical of what's been going on. Again, mate, if that's aimed at me, please come at me with something more than that. I'm happy to answer you back. I don't know if you're aiming that comment at me, if you're aiming at somebody in the chat, or if you're just trying to vent at somebody else. I don't know, but I'm happy to address it, mate, if it's aimed at me. Do you think William will come to Liverpool if we put in an offer? I don't think Chelsea would sell him to us, mate. Although, is his contract running down this season? It's sad. I'm devastated. I know we'll not win the title, says Maz. You don't know, mate. You're just being down about it. You know nothing. The same way I can't tell you that we will win it. None of us know what's going on. It's just guesswork. We hope. Craig, hopefully United will lose versus Arsenal so that can take the Manchester City game seriously. I think no matter what happens, a deal right through to that game, United are going to have to get something from it because you've got Arsenal and Chelsea right there fighting with Manchester United for that fourth spot. Everyone's nets are small, said Prez Salah. Don't want Willian either, but I swear he said that about Tottenham, said Louis. Please, someone who dribbles the ball and can take the bus parking defences on. Well, you can't take on 6 or 7 defenders in one go, mate. It's not really possible. Nobody exists that can do that. If teams sit back, you can't just dribble through them. You've got to play around them. And that's where you need a 10 or a Coutinho-esque player, dare I say. I just want Keita to play some games, for fuck's sake, said Louis. McGivern said, I think the minute Van Dijk is the best player in the world. He's an absolute tank. Look, that's one thing I think we can all agree on, Owen. Virgil van Dijk's performances have been ridiculous. He's been so good. Today he was like a magnet to the ball. Every time he came into the box aerially, he was there. Yeah, he was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic yet again. Kate Jackson said, love your channel from a Barca fan, and Firmino was class. That selfie with the little kid, that was lovely, wasn't it? That really was a nice touch at half time. I actually mentioned it during the watch along. It was really cute, really nice to see. We need Gomez back, said Ergy10. Liverpool dropped 10 points in 6 games, so still only 1 point behind City, and City will have to go to Old Trafford. Do you think VVD will stay forever? Do you know what, John? I hope so, mate. Because he's an absolute colossus, isn't he? He's brilliant. And knowing United hate us so much, they'll probably lose on purpose. No, they won't do that, mate. They don't like City too much either. Let's not forget that. And if you've got your regular match-going Manchester United fans there that grew up and go to work in that city, they're not going to want to lose Manchester City. James Doherty said, it's still 50-50. City might hit the rocks, but we need to just start winning games every now and again. No more draws. Craig said, I'm not devastated at all. I didn't expect us to be anywhere near where we were at the start of the season, but we're going places. Keep a positive outlook. Skipper Dog said, this bottling talk does my fucking head in. No such thing. Liverpool still have a great chance of winning it. My top 4 is Liverpool, City, United and Spurs. We should sign Andres Pereira for Manchester United since he's free in the summer, said Troy Francis. I absolutely despise Atkinson, worst referee in the league. I can't think of anything he did wrong today, personally, Tom. And look, I'm not a fan of most Premier League referees, but a couple of free kicks maybe I wasn't happy he gave, but that's me just being picky. I don't think there was any major decisions he got wrong, if I can think back. I despise Kevin Friend. I'm not too fond of him at all either, Brian. I'm not a fan of Kevin Friend as a referee. VVD said he's staying until he's 36. VVD is a god, said October. Guys, before we go into the last 15-20 minutes of tonight's stream, just another shout out. If you are watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel and you want to do so, please do hit that button. All our content on here is 100% free. It's always going to be free. We do watch alongs of every Liverpool game, nightly shows at 10 PM, little transfer news videos, news updates as well. Yeah, and we're heading towards 10k, as you can see, so every single subscriber means the world to us. Also, we're giving away a shirt on the 12th of March, thanks to our friends at scoredraw.com. To enter the competition, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and go over to Twitter and follow at ScoreDrawRetro, and then we'll give away that shirt on Tuesday the 12th of March to one lucky winner. And you can enter wherever you are in the world, it does not matter. The shirt can be posted anywhere. And you get to pick which one you want as well. You can go on to scoredraw.com, have a look on there and pick any other shirts. Clayton Birchall, we're still in this race. All we can do is stop stressing and take each game as it comes. We need Coutinho and Suarez back this summer. I don't think that's going to happen. Funny thing is though, on the Suarez thing, Salah scored more league goals than Suarez this season. Suarez has scored 16, Salah scored 17. But he's looked at as an idol, like he's looked at as a superstar, which he is, of course. There's no denying that. But it just goes to show you that, you know, Salah's not exactly doing too shabbily. But that leads me on to talk about Mohamed Salah. Guys, his form. Let's have a chat about it. Is it fair to say that he's not doing too well at the minute? Is it fair to be critical of his misses today? I think it is. I think it is fair. I don't think we should slaughter him. I don't think we should call him a fraud. I think all that type of talk is completely over the top. But nobody's infallible. It's clear to see that Mohamed Salah has gone through a bit of a dry patch. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. I'd love to know why you think he's not as productive as he could be. I'd love to know if you think the system needs to be tweaked to get a bit more out of him. I'd love to know if you think defenders have found him out, doubled up on him, opposition managers have been a bit more clever. All this type of stuff, I would love to know your comments. I honestly feel Salah's been found out by a lot of Premier League clubs. They're getting used to him and he's not a huge surprise speedball anymore. Where we got some more comments. Hemes, no, that was replying to somebody else. Loved it when VVD had a go. Fabinho for giving the ball away needlessly. Captain material. Subscribed a few weeks ago. Great place for chat. Thank you very much, Sexty Saturn. I love that name. 888. You're right, he did. He gave him a bollocking, and rightly so, because it was a very sloppy pass that put us under pressure. And when you've got standards as high as those guys have, then, you know, and you're right, he's definitely a leader. He's no doubt about that. Virgil van Dijk is a born leader. Do you think we have much budget for the summer, Craig? I remember last month a few journalists said we're potentially moving away from big sign. It was Paul Joyce, I think, Natural Opinion, said that in the Times. But then you had Billy Hogan come out in that recent article and say that the money's always there to support the manager. I suppose that's backed up a little bit by the fact that Liverpool turned £125 million profit this season. I think we're the first club to break £100 million profit in a season, so it's clear that the money's there. It's clear the club's gone in the right direction. We're probably going to get an increased shirt sponsorship deal as well. Yeah, the money has to be there. I think if Jurgen Klopp identifies a couple of players of, I'm talking about of high caliber here, of decent money, then the club will back him. I fully believe that. Unless a miracle, it's over. It's 1 point, Adam. 1 point. Do you think that Manchester City are going to do what I don't think they've done this season and go through 12 games unbeaten? Because I think they've won 3 in a row now or something. Maybe it's more, maybe it's 4. Do you think they're going to go through the rest of these games without dropping a single point, mate? Although, in fairness, to caveat that, Liverpool would have to do the same. I think both will drop points. Salah's not beyond criticism, but he's still world class, said David Gray. Yes, but I would say Salah and Mane are both selfish. I said this even when Mane has been scoring against Leicester and West Ham. Our forwards not supposed to be selfish. I mean, look at fucking Ronaldo as an example. He takes every shot from everywhere, all over the pitch. Free kicks. Although Pjanic scored tonight for them actually with a free kick against Napoli. James Doherty said if there's a better football centre back in world football, I've yet to see him. What a player Virgil van Dijk is. Salah is in the right places, just like the beginning of the season and last season. He's never been the most natural with his finishing. He seems to finish the harder opportunities. And it wasn't just Salah, by the way, that missed an opportunity today. Fabinho had an opportunity in the box where he tried to take it down on his right knee and just didn't have enough time to get a shot away there in the box as well. We need better creativity behind the top 3, said Alan Robbo. Do you think Klopp's criticism is warranted? There's definitely questions to be asked, Adam. I think you always have to be able to ask questions or critique people. Substitutions has been something around Jurgen Klopp that people have had a conversation about for quite a while. Sometimes people think they leave it too late. Sometimes people are a little bit shocked at the players that he's bringing in when we need to change a game. So yes, everybody is open for critiquing. I think, Adam, it's just not going over the top with it. None of this Klopp out nonsense or Salah's a fraud. Any of that type of stuff for me is completely uncalled for. I think Rodgers was better. Okay, that's ridiculous. Did you not see your European performances under Brendan Rodgers? Honestly. We played some wonderful football and had some great games under him, but to be fair, at the end it was disgraceful. The fact that Steven Gerrard's last game finished how it is just, it's almost unforgivable. People think Salah is better on the wing, but had his best season in the 9. He's a slow start to the season, changed to 9 and began to score goals again. Recent poor form on the wing. Let's not forget though, Harry, that's after everybody asked for him to go back out on the wing because he wasn't doing it through the centre. I remember having this conversation with loads of people over recent weeks on here, and everybody said the same thing. It's not working through the centre, put him out to the right wing, that's his best position. Now he's gone out to the right wing and it's not working out there at the minute. I wonder, is it just a confidence thing? I don't know. I disagree with the comment about Mane. Which one? Which one, Michael? Happy to address it, buddy. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Oh, that he's not selfish. I don't think it was me that called him selfish, but maybe you're not talking to me, Michael. I fully believe all forwards are by nature selfish. I think they have to be a little bit. I wouldn't single anybody out for being overly selfish. It's not something I've seen myself. It's time City drop points we have in the last months to give them a sniff, said Paul Turner. What creative midfielder do you want to sign? I would take the Ibala. I'd have a little sniff, a little look at Lanzini. I'd see how he finishes the rest of the season. I don't think Fekir is going to happen. I think that's, for whatever reason, injury-wise, that's done or dusted. Yeah, there's very few. You mean you can look at Isco as well, but that will probably involve them wanting to have a sniff around Mo Salah. Yeah, there's not many that I can think of, but of course I would love to know anybody else's thoughts. Did Salah get scared of going head to head with bigger defenders after Ramos incidents? I doubt it. I'm sure he's come up against him his whole life, buddy. But I mean, I suppose only Mo could answer that one for you. Natural opinion. Oh, sorry, you were talking to somebody else. Natural opinion. I was reading through the comments there. It was Paul Joyce that wrote about there probably not being. I think the phraseology he used, if I remember correctly, was marquee signing. Salah needs to work on his right peg. He'd be so much harder to defend against. Salah needs to smash the ball. He tried to tap it past Pickford. For me, the whole thing that happened there for that incident with Pickford was that he left it too late to open up his body, and the angle had narrowed too much. And at that way, he had to be absolutely perfect with where he was placing it. Whereas if he had have taken it a second or two earlier, he had a bigger margin for error, and the net would have been a lot bigger. He just tried to carry it a little bit too close to him, I think. Maybe he took a bad touch, maybe it overran. Look, it doesn't work in any position for any player if the other teams don't want to help create space or stop players doubling or even travelling up on a player. Do certain people see that Klopp, or what Klopp has built since the relics of the Rodgers demise, for fuck's sake, said Craig Weston. I trust whoever Klopp signs, said Jose. Skipper Dog said, I also feel his team's just sitting back against us. They're well drilled on how to defend against Mo. Adam Robbo said, we've still got Tottenham and Chelsea. Who City got? Be great. We could get City in the Champions League. City have got to go away to Manchester United, and they have Spurs. I think they're Spurs United in the same week, Adam, but Spurs I think come to the Etihad. Excuse me, and Manchester United, they're away. I don't know the rest of their fixtures off the top of my head. But yeah, they're the two most difficult ones, I think. We regret or we target Real Madrid player Asensio on 180 million, Dybala 90 million, Werner 36. Werner, I agree with. Dybala, the only time I've ever seen him realistically mentioned is in deals that involve Mo Salah going the other way. And Asensio, there is no way in God's green earth we're paying 180 million quid for Asensio. It's just not going to happen. For me, Salah is still a world class player. He just hasn't carried us through games in the season like he did at times last season. Jax Page said Salah has to go up against VVD in training. There's nothing worse, which is true. He's like a wall, isn't he? What about Dele Alli? Would you take him? Oh, I think we missed that boat. We should have signed Dele Alli. He was basically a Liverpool player. You hear different things about what stopped that deal happening. It was an argument over money. It was an argument over wages, fee structure. But either way, that deal should have been done and dusted, and it's definitely one that got away. Our squad is massively lacking creativity in midfield. I think if we signed Nabil Fekir or if Oxlade-Chamberlain wasn't injured, we'd maybe retain the attacking football from last season, said Yaman Khan. I just want to process that one sec. Oh look, Oxlade-Chamberlain been injured, buddy, as you've said. That is a massive loss for us to take. And Nabil Fekir, yeah, look, it was really tough not to get that 10 in the summer when it looked like it was going to happen. So I pretty much agree with your comment there, pal. Davy31 said the game really annoyed me today. They were so poor in front of goal. English Mastiff said they've got Watford at home, Fulham away, Cardiff at home are their next 3 games. They look eminently winnable, don't they? To be fair. City's next 3 games there, they look... Although, look, these are the type of ones they've tripped up on before, but... Yeah, God, they do look winnable. Oh, Connor's in the house. Here we go. Good evening. How are you, Connor? Too much snow where you are, pal. Is that it? Too many spice bags? What did Klopp play... Why did Klopp play 3 defensive midfielders? Maybe he just didn't trust Shaqiri or Keita. I don't know, buddy. I'd be guessing. I don't know. I don't really think of Genie as a defensive midfielder. I think of him more as a natural number 8. I don't know if other people think about him as a defensive midfielder or not. I can't really speak for everybody else. Son would be a really good signing. He's a great player, isn't he? He really is. Fekir wants us and we wanted him, said Antoine. That was, yeah, we all thought that was done and dusted, mate. I mean, he was pictured in the shirt. It doesn't get much closer. Heung-min Son is hugely underrated, mate. He's brilliant. He's a really, really good player. And do you know what? He would suit our system perfectly. And Spurs have themselves a very good footballer there. De Bruyne, a Liverpool fan when he was younger. Some miserable pricks. Mihal Alexandru Lazar said, glad to see so many heartbroken Liverpool fans here. Sad. No, mate. What's sad is how fucking pathetic you are that you feel like you have to come onto a Liverpool site and try and piss people off just to make yourself feel better. Honestly, mate. Go have a wank. Treat yourself. Knock yourself out. I don't know, mate, what'll make you feel better, but what type of a miserable prick do you have to be to get your kicks out of going on and trolling people? What is lacking in your life, pal? Honestly. Did your mammy not breastfeed you? Were you not hugged as a kid? I don't know, buddy, but I feel for you. Honestly, my life's full of wonderful things, love and wonderful people. The thoughts of going on and trolling people would never enter my fucking head. But then I'm not a sad little prick. I don't know what's it like, mate. Maybe you can fill us in. I mean, you see so many heartbroken Liverpool fans here and you can see that they're sad. So let me know how your life is so wonderful. Mahai, Alexandru, Lazar, or whatever the fuck your name is. Excuse me if I mispronounce it. Yeah, buddy, I'm all ears. Come on, come at me. Let me know. I guarantee you've got nothing to say because you're sitting at home looking at your computer screen. You may have wet yourself. I'm not 100% certain of that one. But you've been called out, and that, you know, most of the time with little fairies like you, little gobshites that come on here and try and belittle people. Fuck you, mate. Honestly, fuck you. Building snowman in the morning, 8 inches coming tonight. Can somebody boo him out? I'm sick of looking at his smarmy face. Even in his profile picture, it annoys me. Do you honestly see Liverpool dropping any more points? I don't think we can afford to drop many more on. Let me guess, Mr. Alexandru Lazar, whatever your name is. You found out about Manchester City 9 months ago, and suddenly you're a lifelong Manchester City fan. At a guess, I'd say. At a guess. What did you do with your Chelsea shirt from a few seasons ago? There was snow here in the Thai county Kildare. There was snow all over the shop by the looks of it in Ireland. I haven't even looked out my window to see if it's snowing. Thoughts on Lacazette? Well, look, he's not going to come to us at this point, is he? He's at Arsenal. And he's doing well. He's doing well there. Son would tear it up at Anfield, Brian, you're right. Craig M said, I'd quite like Lanzini, but let's see how he does last few games of the season. Stephen Richards, dear trolls, fuck off. Del, I'm so sorry, man. I'm trying to pronounce your name properly. Del Viles 1, sorry. At least we'll qualify for the top 4. This is a completely different team from before Christmas. Look, we're guaranteed top 4 at this point, mate. There's no way we're falling out of that. I think we'll come second and get to the Champions League finals with Matthew Jackson. This Mihail Fells a melon, so LFC_5. Another Lazar booted out. I'm not going to lie, Tom, that did come across my mind when I seen his name. I was like, oh, well, Lazar, look, a Lazar. Another useless Lazar. Danny Winters, pal, how are you? Okay, what else we got? Craig, I think we should look for a centre-back to replace Matip and Lovren. Yes, I agree with both of those comments. Matip has been playing well, but you know, the injuries. The injuries for both of them, by the way. Lovren's still not back as well. Something that was a little tweak of his hamstring. What was this, 16 years ago? It's still going on. Feels like forever. Chelsea shirts, question mark. Oh yeah, I reckon that everybody that's Manchester City fans were Chelsea fans 2 seasons ago, mate. Klopp discarded looking for new strikers for sub. I don't know what that means. His trio are going to lose the Premier League title. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, I've read out your comment. That's about as much attention as it's getting. Can Klopp please make Naby great again? Hashtag make Naby great again. Yeah, look, I can understand why people today were a bit perplexed. That's why we seen James Milner coming on and not Naby Keita or Shaqiri. I mean, I was confused, I'm not going to lie. If you could choose who we would sign, who would it be? Dybala. Right now, I would take Dybala. Thank you very much. Dybala, Verratti, Mbappe. I mean, these are my dream signings, if I'm being realistic. I'm very interested to see if we have another look at Lanzini. As I said before, we definitely looked at him previously. I think we should spend big in the summer to make a statement. We made that statement last summer though. It's time for Naby, Gini, Fabinho in the middle. Matip only injured his collarbone. He's not injury prone. Mate, look, I could be wrong on this, Pragmaverts, but as far as I remember, he hasn't put a string of 8 or 10 games together for Liverpool. And look, I don't have their injury records to hand, so I'm absolutely open to be proven incorrect here, excuse me. But from what I remember, and of course, you know my memory, it's dodgy as fuck, I feel like they both are injury prone, but again, somebody could pull me up on that one. Klopp could make Lanzini a heck of a player. Burnley is our next game next Sunday. Early kickoff as well. Would you take Champions League or Premier League this season? Oh, Champions League is definitely second to the Premier League, Jack, for me. It's all about the Premier League. But somebody did say earlier on, what would it be like if we won the Champions League and didn't win the Premier League? It's not something that I've even thought about this year. It's been weird. We've been so focused on the Premier League. Jadon, or I think you meant to say Jadon Sancho, did you, Michael Fleming? But you said Jordan Sanchez. I don't know if you meant Jadon Sancho. The new players need a wee bit more time. I remember when everybody was having a go at Fabinho. Yep, true. Press Salah said De Bruyne, Mbappe, Dybala. Matip and Lovren are made of plastics and Skipper Dog. I would have Keita instead of Genie, Hendo, Fabinho, and Keita, said Del Viles. Genie, Hendo, Fabinho, Keita. Brian said he's doing a social media detox. I'm on one of those myself, mate. But then I made the mistake this week of popping back into Twitter for a few days and now back out of it again. MUFC Gamer, always a pleasure, pal. I'll chat to you soon. Klopp is just awesome, said Antoine Go. I do love Klopp. Vincent said, feel sorry for you guys. Played a draw against Everton today, but keep going. Hope you'll finally get it. Thank you very much, Vincent. That's really kind of you, mate. Good win for you guys this weekend as well. I see you're a West Ham fan. Keep the faith, Red, said Sexy Saturn 888. Can City fuck off for one season? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately they're here and we've got to deal with them. If it comes to the final game of the season, Wolves at home seems like such a nicer fixture compared to City's. I'm not like biased about Brighton at all. I don't know. I mean, we're at home for the last game of the season. That's always a plus. LFC supporters are too pessimistic. We need to be neutral and not celebrating too early. Yeah, look, we can go both ways. Absolutely. We can go over the top from a positive sense and we can definitely go over the top from a negative sense. Fakir not passing that medical, not being LFC. We miss a player like him, said Krishna. We certainly do, pal. We definitely could have done with a player like him this season. Christ, why won't kids get to bed? First day back tomorrow after half term, said Floating Fox. Liking the stream, thank you, Antoine, mate. Always a pleasure. Please do hit the like button on the stream, guys, actually, if you haven't done so already. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, as you can see, we're just about 500 odd subscribers away from 10,000. So if you can help us out there by hitting that subscribe button, that would be very much appreciated. Whether you're a Liverpool fan or not, we welcome everybody into the chat. Hunter's not the hunted, said Steve. There you go, it has changed around, Steve. There's no doubt in it, pal. It's in City's hands now. It's up to us to try and chase them down. James Wilkinson said City still have the Manx away in their last 9, maybe toughest of the 9, with the Manx wanting top 4. This could be our best hope for them to drop points. Still twists and turns, I feel. I'm the same, mate. I think we'll both probably drop some more points. Krishna said we need Man U to win us the title or beat Manchester City on April 24th. Like Remy in 2013 and Fakir in 2018. And October's put the Twitter account in there as well. If anybody wants to follow on Twitter, October takes care of that account. It's at Anfield Agenda and the same on Instagram. City will bottle it against United, said Ted Hutton. Love it, pal. Thank you. Can we have 2 players like Coutinho and Fakir next season, said Antuago. Right, a couple more comments, guys, and then I'm going to call it a night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. United will let City plough them. They really won't, Brian. They've too much to play for, mate. They won't be able to just let them roll over and let them win. They've got top 4, and that financially is massive to clubs, so that they definitely can't roll over. And not that I ever think they would, to be fair. Well, Everton, I would say in a heartbeat, but I don't see United doing that. Thoughts on Shaqiri not getting game time? It's strange, Peter, if I'm being honest. How much of it you can put down to that abdominal strain or whatever it is, tear, I don't know. I don't know, mate. It's very, very odd, though. You seen today would have been made up for him to come on. 1 point, nothing at the moment. Just keep in touch with 5 games to go, said Matthew Jackson. City love beating United at Old Trafford. Mate, let us have a little bit of positivity. Come on. City will drop 6 points against United and Spurs. Wow, it's a big show. I'll be ashamed if my team is bending over for City just to screw Pool. They won't, boyo. I honestly, mate, as much as I love having digs at United, and of course I do as a Liverpool fan, and I'm sure the feeling is very well mutual, I don't think they will. I honestly don't think that that's in United's DNA to do that, especially to their City rivals. I won't believe it, mate. I wouldn't believe it, honestly. As much as I like to take the piss out of United, and you know the banter's there back and forth, I don't see that happening. What's the crack with the City transfer ban? As I did say, there was more stuff coming out in their Spiegel this evening. There was something about City having a player on the books that had third-party ownership. There was something coming out about the Sheikh having invested money directly into the club and making it look like it was a sponsorship deal. There was the stuff around the agent for the transfer of Jadon Sancho back in 2015, I think it was. So yeah, there's some more allegations coming out, and bit by bit, they can't all be fucking lies. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe some of them, I don't know, some of them are untrue, I don't know, but they can't all be bullshit. I mean, if they're bullshit, their Spiegel's going to be going out of business because they will be sued to the high heavens. But I can't believe that they're all bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm waiting to see what the investigation brings out. Not that I'm expecting too much from the investigation, to be honest. I have very, very little faith or belief in FIFA or UEFA. Not because of just Manchester City. I have to make that categorically clear. I think a lot of us just feel that those organisations aren't really looking after the game as they should be. The United players don't care about LFC or City winning the league. They want to win against City, said Pedro. Chelsea's going to be a tough game. It is. And so will Spurs. Both going to be tough games for us. Someone start tapping up Ericsson now, said Red Hulk. United will need the points for top 4, said Kev Wright, which is true. I would love Barcelona to play against Liverpool in the Champions League, said Kay Jackson. It's a game I've wanted to see for ages, mate. It feels like too long since we played Barcelona. Michael Dunn said United will not lie down to City. And Twango said up the Reds. Love it, mate. Guys, look, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Thank you so much everyone that tuned in as always. I'll be back tomorrow for our usual show at 10 o'clock. Yeah, don't forget to drop a like on the stream, guys. And as I said, by subscribing to the channel, you're going to go into that draw to win that signed score draw shirt. Well, actually, there's 2 parts of the competition. Subscribe to the channel on here and go over to Twitter and follow @ScoreDraw, and we'll announce the winner of that shirt on March the 12th. Congratulations to the winners earlier on of our 2 signed John Barnes photographs. We'll get those ones sorted out in the post for you. Thank you to everyone for joining in tonight, to all our mods, to all our new people that have come, to our opposition fans, to the Reds. Lots of love to you all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care of your family. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And up the motherfucking Reds.